Good morning, everyone. It's June 5th. It's my birthday month. I bought myself some seeds as a treat, but now I'm asking myself, is it really a treat to be buying myself seeds in June? Because the reality is the rest of the country is doing their traditional growing season, their traditional vegetable season, and it's just too hot for us to do it here. But we should be buying our seeds for the upcoming cool season and winter season in a few months, because if we don't, we're just going to be succumb to whatever's left over in the store, or we're going to be forced to buy online, which isn't an awful thing. The online nurseries are really nice. Some of them have free shipping or a minimum for you to obtain free shipping. But if you just want to go to your stores and buy some seed packets, do it now so you don't get just what's left over, or you don't go to the store and just find that they don't have anything, because that's happened to me before as well. So without further ado, let me just show you guys what I got. I did go with an online nursery because I wanted some pretty specific things. So I'm going to start by showing you what I got from Southern Exposure Seed Exchange. And the first thing I got is Schronce's, I hope I'm saying this right, Schronce's Deep Black Peanuts. And these you can grow in the summer here in Southwest Florida. I put mine in the ground just a couple days ago. They're a fantastic cover crop. They pull nitrogen right out of the air because they're a legume, and they enrich your soil with that nitrogen. The roots are going to help the soil stay into place. So it's really important that you have something growing in the garden, whether it's a cover crop or a crop that you actually want to eat and enjoy for yourself. I do like peanuts. They're not like my favorite thing in the world, but I will eat what I get. And hey, mom, maybe I make enough or grow enough and you can make your peanut butter with this. I went with the Schrantz's Black only because it was a red or black or purple variety of a peanut. And traditionally, or historically, I should say, in my experience, the dark reds, purples, black variety of a vegetable, of a crop, is going to grow better for whatever reason in our heat here on Southwest Florida than its normal green counterpart. The next thing that I got from Southern Exposure was Florida High Bush Eggplant. I don't really know much about this particular variety of eggplant. It kind of looks like a black beauty from what I see in the pictures. I wasn't able to find out a lot of specific information about it online. I do really like to grow Florida varieties of things. I have a Florida Special pineapple. I have the Pettigrew mango that was developed in the early 1900s, maybe 1920s, 1930s in Bradenton, Florida. I also grow the Bradenton loquat. It's a really good fruit, guys. If you can grow loquats, grow loquats. They're totally worth it and very easy to grow. So excited to try this Florida High Bush eggplant. I really do love eggplant. They're so good. It's almost like they're so creamy. You shouldn't be allowed to be eating something that's so good for you and that tastes so rich and delicious. Moving on to the things that I got from Baker Creek. You can also grow these right now in the summer. These are cowpeas, so very similar to your Puerto Rican black beans that a lot of people grow here during the summertime. I do grow those. I'm growing quite a bit of those right now, actually. But I went ahead and got the clay varieties simply for a color change. I will probably have the exact same nutritional profile as the Puerto Rican black beans, the black version of this type of cowpea. However, when a recipe calls for like a can of white beans or blah, blah, blah white beans, just for aesthetic purposes, I want something white or something beige. I want my food to look good that I'm eating. So when it calls for white beans, I don't want to be adding in black beans. Or if it's something like in a soup that I'm blending and I'm supposed to be blending white beans or lima beans or whatever, I really do want to try and grow lima beans actually. I hear they grow well here. I don't want to blend the black beans and have it mess up the color of my soup. Only for aesthetic purposes did I get the clay variety. So I know these are easy to grow here. It's going to do really well. Moving on, I got some Craig's Grande jalapeno peppers. I've really found out recently that I love jalapeno poppers. My mother-in-law was in town and we went to Ananda Farm that's like south of St. Pete area, probably before you get over the bridge. I forget exactly where it is. But we picked so many jalapenos and I made jalapeno poppers for the first time and they were fabulous. The stuffing or the innards or whatever I used was cream cheese, Colby Jack, because I had Colby Jack on hand. Traditionally, you would use more cheddar, but I used Colby Jack, and then I used minced onion and tomatillo from the garden, and black beans. Topped that off with a garlic panko and baked it up. It was so good. How do you guys like to make your jalapeno poppers? So I'm really hoping, because my only complaint was that the jalapenos weren't all that big, but I've never grown jalapenos before, so I have nothing really to compare it to. My only complaint was the size, so I just went ahead and got these grande ones and hope for some bigger jalapenos. It'd be really cool if I could get the jalapenos and the eggplants both to grow perennial. I hear both of those can grow perennial here in South Florida, so we'll see. I'll give it a try. Watermelon. So speaking of my mother-in-law, she loves watermelon. She told me specifically she doesn't like the sugar baby, but you know what? I'm gonna try it. I also have the moon and stars. I have a couple more on my wish list, just ones that I heard grow well here in Florida. But I specifically wanted to try this sugar baby bush because it's 3.5 feet and can grow up to 10 pounds of fruit. And that just seems insane to me how big the fruit can be for such a small vine. I say I don't like watermelon, but I probably just don't like any of the watermelon that I've tried, or maybe I've never had a good watermelon. So many things you buy in the store and they're just not picked right. Dragon fruit, pineapple, they don't pick those ripe. I have no idea about watermelon. I've tried a few store-bought watermelons. It's not that they taste bad, they just don't seem to have a lot of flavor to me. So I'm really hoping that if I grow it myself, one of these varieties, that I'll find one that I truly like because I like the idea of watermelon and I want to like watermelon. So maybe if I just grow it myself and I learn how to pick it right, but I will like it. I also read recently that some people say you can store watermelon for quite a few months if you cut it with the stem. I'm almost imagining like a pumpkin, but I've never seen a watermelon with the stem, so that might just be internet BS. So let me know, do you guys store watermelon? That doesn't seem like a real thing to me. Like one person said up to 10 months, and that seems crazy. Going more into your traditional type of vegetable, I got an early purple sprouting broccoli. I really like the idea of sprouting broccoli because you're going to get a smaller harvest but more frequently, and that's okay. I'm just growing for me and my husband. He will eat broccoli. He doesn't eat a lot of stuff out of the garden, but he will eat the broccoli. So early purple sprouting, again, purple variety, doing well in the heat. I first learned about an early purple or just a purple sprouting broccoli from Jacques over at the Epic Gardening channels. They have their own variety that they grow with their seed line, and I did buy that as well. I was able to find it at a local nursery. So I'm really excited to try both of them. Just when I placed my order for Baker Creek, I saw this and thought, well, let's just add it to the order. Let's just get more purple sprouting broccoli on board. Probably can't have too much. It is a hybrid variety of broccoli, I believe. So when you get seeds from a hybrid, you're not going to grow true to the mother plant. So I may or may not try to save seeds from this. Hard to say. But now that I think about it, Baker Creek pretty much just sells heirlooms. So maybe this one I can save the seed from. Yeah, not really sure about that. Next up, Purple Lady Bok Choy. I want to try and get more greens into my diet, and I have an idea that I think I'm going to like bok choy. I've seen so many videos online where people just cut it in half and pan fry it. Pan fry it in some oil, whatever oil they're using, with salt, pepper, garlic. They put it into stir fry, or they make like a peanut butter, oyster, soy sauce. It all looks so good. I'm going to make it. I'm going to grow it probably first in my AeroGarden Bounty, and then as the season cools off here, I'll transition to trying to grow more of it outside. And then my free gift, thank you, Baker Creek. You always send free gifts. They sent me these tiny fat little carrots. They are, I hope I say this right, it's a French variety of carrot. Parisian. It's like Parisian carrot. And I'm just going to read the back here. A dainty round type, popular in France, easy to grow even in heavy soils. So I've always done very poorly with growing carrots in the past. The best time I ever had growing carrots was the very first time that I grew carrots. And I think it's because what I used to cover it for germination, I actually just used palm fronds to cover it for germination. And I think that worked out really well for me because, yes, I watered it all the time. I kept them really moist, but then when they sprouted, they could kind of grow around the palm fronds, that it wasn't like a solid sheet. The issue with me, I think, in sprouting carrots is that I often work 12 and a half, 13-hour shifts. When I get out of work, sometimes it's dark. I'll uncover the wood, the cardboard, whatever I've used since the palm fronds, and there's nothing there. And I'll do that for weeks at a time. So I think what's happening is they're sprouting, they're growing up and hitting that barrier and just dying back down. Whereas opposed to when I had the palm fronds, they sprouted, they grew up, and then they could just grow around and find gaps in light and grow around the palm fronds. And that actually worked out pretty well. Happy gardening, everybody. Like and subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate all the support and interaction. I hope you guys have a great day. See you later.